All right. I mean, I got to turn the mic on, right? I mean, I can't possibly respond in the silently in the chat room to these kind of demands. But that was best Santa hat I got at this time of year is to get this bit of paper and sort of, you know, right? Best one I got. How's everybody doing? All right, we got a little bit of progress here. I had some more ideas, and I've got them on the list, but they're not on the. I'm doing the right thing. They're not on the list. You know, they're on my timeline. So most of this is working. Starting to add a little graphic thing for the boss here, right? Yeah, very merry, very very white papery. Snow. It's my snow hat. So yeah, this is what we got going on here, and I'm gonna dive into probably trying to complete these upgrades here. What I've decided is I don't want to give away some of the thoughts I had this week, but I think they add an interesting dimension to the game. Bit more of a okay, I'll give you this much. I've thought of some RPG aspects, right, that you can partake in or not. It really doesn't matter. It's up to you. Again, whole point of this is do what you want the way you want to do it. But for the unlocks, right, whilst these buttons don't visually show disabled yet, and I don't know why, it's something specific to the UI set that I'm working. But let me turn the music down here just a little bit. There we go. Actually, a little bit for both of us. There we go. While I'm doing this, yeah. So you have to. They'll unlock in order, right? Now, what I mean by that is, of course, when you've got enough things to upgrade, you can upgrade. But I'm going to unlock them in that order, and gives me an opportunity to teach a little bit about the importance of each one and the benefits of each one, right? And so that's what I'm going to do here. So you won't be able to, in the version 1, you could go straight to desktops and say it cost me 100 script newbies, right? Not this time. This time it's gonna you got to get to masters and desktops. Point being is I want you to learn as you go here, and then once they're all unlocked, hey, they're all unlocked, right? There's some more to come after this that are not in here, but as you're doing that, it's also going to enable you a way to build enough resources to explore other aspects of the game, right? So for example, taking on different bosses and fighting different bosses, you don't have to wait so far in the game to get that, on with that, and again, teaching aspects of the game as we go, right? Interesting thing that I've learned from playing so many of these kind of games, sometimes people build these games and they forget, in many ways, they forget to explain why you should do certain things, or why you're doing them at all, or why you should aim for certain goals. And that is my thing here, right? Is to give you the basics. And I don't want to call anybody out, but there's an idle type game I'm playing at the moment, written in Unity, which is really captivating and keeps me going back. But there's zero explanation of each of the things and why I'm doing these, and why did this unlock and why did it not unlock. And it is infuriating, but it has the gameplay that keeps me coming back, and I want to fill that gap that says, let me make this more interesting for you, right, by explaining what you're doing and so on. So hopefully that makes sense to everybody, and that's why we're going that route. So Also, again, by doing it this way on these particular resources, this is not the be all and end all of resources in your game. This is just the ones you get at the beginning. And it enables this hacking power and dark web coin to build up, to open up other avenues for you to choose what you want to do, as far as what do you want to buy, what do you want to upgrade, what risks do you want to take, and so on. Or you can choose not to do them. But I'm putting you in the position quickly where you can start to explore those options, right? At least that's the reasoning I'm going with. And I thought to myself, okay, again, as you all know, I want the multiplayer aspect to be part of this. But for those who maybe don't want to do that so much or at all, or they want to do that and have something else, this is not something that has... It's not a game style that has a campaign, right? But you can fill that gap with some RPG elements that, again, you can choose to completely ignore and they don't hurt you in any way. And same with everything else. You can just do that route, not do the multiplayer. It does not hurt you in any way. It's entirely up to you, which does make it hard to build because you're building multiple elements in different directions and, allowing for the fact that people might mix and match or change their mind. But for me, again, this is a game I wanted. That's what makes it interesting, right? And if at some point you want to wipe it all out and start again and try something completely different, I'm entertaining that option as well. And I'm hoping to explore very, very, very soon the WebGL build and see how that works on the web. But before I do that, at the moment there's no persistence between gameplays. And I welcome the chat room's thoughts on this. I'm wondering if it matters at this point. If I put a web version up that starts from 0 when you go to the web page, you can play around a bit, try it out. How pissed off would you be to not have that persistence from day one? Or do you say, all right, you know what, I'm willing to wait another X amount of time before I can play any version, and I want it to be persistent, right? Obviously the offline, ultimately it will be persistent, but it's a question of getting something out there for people to interact with more than a picture on the website. That's kind of where I'm going with this. All right. And I've also, by the way, been building this. I'm on a Mac here, obviously, at the moment, but I've also been building this on a Fedora Linux install, and it's running beautifully. The only thing that I found frustrating is not Unity itself, but Rider. Installing Rider, following the instructions on the JetBrains website, works. Totally works. Except when it wants to install updates, it complains and says, you need to run with elevated permissions, which is fine, but the update is via a GUI in the JetBrains app. It's not like there's a button that says sudo this thing. And so it's like, all right, I'm not reinstalling this damn thing every time there's an update. So I've not been updating it there, and it hasn't hurt yet, but it might eventually. Just an interesting little side thing for you. Also, look at this. I think I mentioned this before. Talk about commitment, right? Let me see if I can get this on camera, right? We actually have a folder, right? Just to prove that I'm not making this up as I go along. Well, I sort of am. But look, it's all being documented as I go here, so that not only can I keep track of some of the crazy ass math, but by committing it to paper makes me stop and think about, I can't show you the ideas page, but by putting it on paper is another way of not only documenting it beyond the code, but also slowing me down to say, think about these things, and you don't always have to be in front of the computer to be working through issues. Paper makes it real. Adam, you are so correct, right? It's easy to just delete a project. It's easy to just delete a MuseApp board. Hey folks, go check out MuseApp. Link in the chat room if he gets it together. And I have all of those, and I put them in there. But it's easy to delete those, right? And just pretend like it never happened. By putting it on paper and saying I've used a folder, I've used some paper, it does make it real. And it gives me something I can flip through to inspire myself about those days when I'm feeling like I'm not making progress or whatever, and I can look at what I have done and where I'm going. And by the way, I get these from JetPens, and this is, I don't know if I can show this on the camera. This is a brilliant system. There's a little clip at the bottom, right? This comes from Japan. And when you unclip it, look at this, right? For left-handed people like myself, painless, see if I can demonstrate this, painlessly opens up to remove a sheet, work on it and put it back in and then clip it back together. Fantastic invention, fantastic idea. Anyway, there you go. Thank you, Adam. Folks, check out MuseApp. I use it. It's a brain dump thing for me. It's a great app. But it is it's a great app for doing also doing the digital equivalent of what I'm doing on paper here. Just a little plug there for Adam, because it's a great app. He doesn't pay me or anything. As he knows, I was a subscriber to MuseApp before I knew it was him. So there. But putting it on paper gives it a sense of reality that takes you to the next step as well. All right. So here's the thing. All right. Let's run this. Let's run this. Now, the higher button works. The higher max button, I haven't got the logic in there yet. You can see these ones are not even set up in the config. I was in two minds, but I've decided to get all the higher button routes working first on the prefab and then go back and do the higher max, right? Because it's just the way I want to do it. So if we go into our resource row script here, right, you can see the higher max stuff, nothing, right? Just registers that you clicked it. The higher button has this row higher button press. Over in the game logic, let's go to the game logic. And when you perform the hacker hire, in this case, because it's a hacker type right now, I have not had a reason to put others in here yet. It does all the logic, right? Great. Just works. So I need to do the, and again, it's because these are prefabs, right? So uncoupled, configuring themselves as they go into the functions with arguments, parameters, whatever you want to call it, and totally reusable, okay? By the way, anyone's curious, this is Unity 6, in case you're curious. So let's go in here. I just want to check what I've got set up here. And I didn't get a chance to work on it this week, which was a first, because last Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I was totally wiped out with what I think was some form of the flu at this point. And so by the time I'd recovered on Tuesday, it was like focus on the day job, right? And now I'm back up and running. I'm back up, folks. Oh, yeah. There is a fancy new podcast. What did you think of the renaming of the podcast? We worked really hard on that. Mine, John 2.0, I know what you think because you put your notes. We had a good laugh about it when we realized the truth of things was to do what we did. We were like, yeah, okay, let's just do the sensible thing. Thank you. But yeah, Compile Swift Podcast is the Compile Swift Podcast. And we had a lot of fun with that. And I was like, all right, I'm ready to take the heat in good humor. and I did. a few times. But it was just the right choice to make. Yeah. Interestingly, kicking around an idea for a new episode, and we would love for you folks to be involved in this one. Not gonna, it's not any great secret, but since it has come up so much in the past couple of weeks, thinking about doing an episode on vibe coding. Oh yeah, that thing. But we really feel it is only worth doing with input from you, the audience, and taking part in the live Discord. But also, we would love for you to be on the podcast, because we figured, all right, you know what? Everyone's talking about it, and both of us have opinions on it, and why not? But only if you all get involved, because we feel like this is something you all probably have a good take on, thoughts and opinions and so on. So more to come on that, but we're not due to record till Monday. Go check out Discord, right? Yeah, Adam Wolf, we thought this would be like, this would be not only fun, but this is something that is a hot topic. And as you all know, I didn't even know what it was until a couple of weeks ago, because shame on me. But we would love for you folks to be part of it, because again, that's part of this whole, as I've said in many episodes, including when I did the rebrand and then the rebrand, where it's about, we want this to be a community thing, right? We don't want this to be like two folks talking to each other. Plenty of people do that. We want this two folks and more talking to each other, even if it's just you taking part in the live recording of the Discord or coming on as a guest or anything like that. The interactive aspect is of the utmost importance to me, and vibe coding by far, who doesn't have some thought about it, right? So hop on over to our Discord, folks. Yeah, that's what it's there for. That and many other things. Also, probably no cooking episodes this week. You had to be there. All right, so the masters are configured here, right? Masters, professionals. This one here is the one I added. Resource upgrade required type. So in other words, it says, hey, you need X amount of professionals to upgrade the masters, right? That's how this is going to work. So when you go to desktops, for example, this is where it's different from version 1. You need masters to upgrade the desktops. In the original version, you may recall it was 100 hired newbies to get one desktop. Now it's masters to get a desktop, and so on through the system, right? All the way up to the dark web nodes. And then it's going to get interesting, because there's also that building aspect where you're going to need, at some point, all I'm going to say is, at some point, you will need more than one thing to perform some upgrades. And, think of sandboxing factory apps, right? It's kind of the route we're going here. And I'll leave it at that. And I've also thought of some interesting ways to actually go further than I ever envisioned or thought or dreamed of, which is not only doing this as a numbers game like this, but actual games within here, in a sense, to do things as well. Some kind of visual game. So, for example, right? Think about what this is about, right? You're a hacker, you're hacking into systems and so on and so on. I could very easily see some kind of visual aspect to a game, and a mini game inside, where maybe you've got to, I don't know, do something like some visual way of hacking a pattern or hacking a code or a maze or something like that. And by completing it, you get something for it, right? Be it a resource, an upgrade, a bonus, a power-up, whatever it is. You see where I'm going with this. It's a way for me to introduce other aspects into this game that are mini games within it. So again, if you only want to play the mini games, great. You stand as much chance as everybody else of progressing. And if you don't want to, great. You stand as much chance as everybody else is progressing, right? If I was really good at this, which I'm not, I got to thinking about this the other day as I was listening to the Tron soundtrack. Oh, wouldn't it be great to watch two hackers going at each other on light cycles? But no chance in hell yet of me figuring that out. But wouldn't that be great? So there you go. Just hang in that carrot for future madness. Anyway, you get the idea, right? I started to think of this of like, oh man, am I building a Tron network like type game here? That's awesome if I am. Okay, so all of these have the numbers in here. Let's go to our scripts. So in here we've got some resource types, right? As you know, you've seen these before. That should be good. I am looking for... Okay, so at the moment, I've only got... let me see here. Resource multipliers for the hit power and the hackers. That is all I need right now, but I do need to expand that. But that is not what I want to check. I'm trying to find one. I was thinking about this the other day. Hang on. Yeah, this only has... So at the moment, I've not configured any of these three tabs. I feel like the moment is getting very close, though. Once I populate those, that should... And we'll test the theory, I think, in a minute. That should start to activate them over here for working correctly. Let me... let me do this and cheat at my own game. Alright, so if I go over to the game UI, actually not the game UI, sorry. Gotta find it. Where is it? Player data, there it is. If I give myself, if I cheat and give myself, let's see. Actually, they're not even going to show on the list yet, are they? Right, that's not going to... Yeah. All right, let's do it. Let's add these. Let's put some starting values in here. Okay, those are headers. And see, this is why this is all important, my game book. Because, or I should say, it's really a game design document at this point. Because it has my progression unlocks. And so to save me switching through windows, I can just have this here. And I know it's desktops, laptops, mobile devices, and servers. That was part of the reason too, was I didn't want to have to keep flicking through everything in the code. So I'm just going to take... We actually need two things for each one, right? Let's see if this is going to help me out here. Serialized field. Oh, look. It's trying. Right? Hang on. It's trying. Right? Hang on. Let's help it out here. Private, large number. Desktop. And this one is just going to be desktop count. Right? Hang on, let's get all of these in here. Look, mobile count. Yeah. But actually, I really want laptops next. But I'm gonna change this one. Let's do this as we go. It's gonna slowly learn from my code here and save me some typing, which is the best use ever, other than documentation generation for AI, I think. All right. I don't have chairs. Chairs. I don't remember chairs being a resource. Okay, mobile devices, right? Mobile hacker, as opposed to a stationary hacker? Is that a thing? Hang on, I did it again. Servers. Count. Okay, there we go. We got the counts, right? It's gonna say, hey, wait a minute. There you go. And then, actually, that's good. That's all I need there. Toogs, how you doing? Hello, hello. Some C# indeed. We're doing some Unity game development. I'm doing great. I have bounced back from the flu, and I am doing fantastically well compared to last weekend. How are you doing, my friend? I'm gonna power off this thing over here. It's making a hell of a fan noise because it's a PC. Right? There we go. Oh, yes, you're doing great. Fantastic. Yeah, last weekend was just basically a non-event for me. The whole thing's a blur. Medication and sleep did wonders, but oh, it was a nightmare. Okay, let's add in. We should commit to this. We should do this now, right? Let's just save ourselves some hassle here. All right. This is going to be level 1 access. I gotta try and come up with a better name, I think, for that at some point. And then we have root and dark web nodes. Yeah. Dark web nodes. Count. All right. And let me just check. See, these two generic functions that we slaved over so hard will now pay off for all of these new things I just added up here. That's the theory. What do you think of C# compared to Swift? I see a lot of .NET C# streams. They bring a lot of new features. Yeah, so when it comes to game programming, of all the options out there, of which, okay, I'm not including Swift, because as we all know, and from what I've done in the past, you're really talking Sprite Kit, Scene Kit, Reality Kit, and so on at this point for any kind of Swifty game type stuff. I know, before you all say it, there are Swift converters, whatever you want to call them, interchange between things like Godot and Unity and so on. Yeah, it's too much. It gets in the way of making games. So when it comes to games, if I'm not doing visual, which would be blueprints in this case in Unreal Engine, I don't do visual in Unity anymore. So C# to me is the one I like to use for game development. However, if there was if there was support for Swift in the same way that there is support for C# in Unity, I would do it in Swift. Absolutely my favorite language. You all know this. But I really enjoy C Sharp for game development. Yeah. And I see, you're right, I see a lot of .NET, especially C Sharp streams and resources. And again, that's key, right? When you are, as we all know, the support from communities and material out there is super important. I find there is just enough for me using C Sharp and Unity to get done what I need to get done. Yeah. Swift, but for me, Swift wins every time if it's an option. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. No, I still, Swift is my daily, like when I think of anything, like any kind of problem I need to solve, my brain starts in Swift because that's where it's been for the longest time. And for me, it's like, yeah, it just, I'll give you an example, right? When I'm discussing problems in the day job with my Android developers on Kotlin and my React Native developers, my brain thinks of the solution in Swift first, and sometimes I'll even pop open a playground or something, work through the problem to get the solution I need, and then discuss it try to communicate it to them. And as I always say, look, I'll tell you in Swift what I'm thinking, and then see what they think as far as how that maps out to their appropriate language, right? And it's not, I don't mean that to diss on Kotlin or React Native or anything like that. It's just my brain works quicker with what I know and then translate that solution into the appropriate resource, right? Because I don't have the time, and I will never be as good at Kotlin and React Native as folks who live and breathe that every day. And rather than me spend time trying to achieve the impossible, it's easier to communicate. And as you all know, right? As I always say, it's about the solution and then figuring out the technology that makes that solution secondary. If you don't have the solution first, it doesn't matter, right? So that's how we do it, and that's how we communicate it. And I start with Swift every time. But yeah, game development at the moment, C Sharp. Yeah. Vibe coding fixes this. If only we were to talk about that, right, Adam? Yeah. Yeah, vibe coding. Now, I will say, and of course there's a whole other conversation here, right? I think that's another great use of AI tools, right? If I can come up with, and I think we've been there and discussed this, if I can solve a problem that needs solving, but I do it with Swift and it needs to be in whatever, Kotlin. Hey, I take my Swift solution to AI and say, give me a Kotlin version. It's not going to be perfect, probably, at least yet. But it's going to communicate my thoughts and ideas to a Kotlin developer who can take that and make it far better than I could, right? Does that make sense? Yeah, troll face. Wait, is he saying I got a troll face? Or I'm actually going to leave. Actually, I will leave off this one right now. I want to go back. Now we've got numbers here. All right. I want to go back and see how unhappy Unity is. Hopefully not that unhappy. All right. Desktop. All those numbers are there, right? Let's just make sure I haven't broken anything here. Okay. Perfect. Now, we also need to go in and add. That's the ones in the player data. I get it. We don't have getters and setters for these yet. We know the AI will take care of what. Is it AI if it's really IntelliSense with a combination of AI figuring out? I don't know. What do you all think about that? Because I know, for example, right, I can just go in here now and say, like, public get desktop get desktop count, right? And it'll eventually figure it out for me. Hang on, it will, right? And we know from previous experience, again, I can go public set desktop count to be, yeah, a large number, desktop count, right? Problem solved, right? It's going to say it must have a return type. You're right. This one actually shouldn't. That's on me. That's on me. I'll take the hit for that one, right? So actually, I guess I might as well do them here, right? I got these ones to do. Let's sit here and do these while we're chatting and chilling, right? There's also a lot of old designs in C#, like in Java with the wrapper class. Yeah, see, there's just such a rich history to draw from that it to me it just makes sense, right? Because it plays exactly into how I've said before. I know I'm a broken record, but people ask, which is, my goal here is to make the game and ship it. My goal here is not to have the most unbelievably sexy, elegant code base using unbelievably new technologies and so on, right? Because guess what? I won't ship it in a million years. My goal here is to ship this thing, right? And then once I've got the 1.0 to, hey, start revving it after that, right? Let me go in here. Right, so we got these set up now, right? Eventually, I'm hoping that one day I'd just be able to like make getters and setters following this pattern for all of these, right? Maybe it's already there. I don't know. Large number. See, look, get laptops count. It's already starting to realize. I think I see what Peter's doing here, right? Public void set laptops. See, eventually it wises up and it's like, man, this guy's writing some really basic code. Let me give him some sympathy here, right? But this is just, in my opinion, I have to say that, otherwise people will jump on me. This is just some of the best uses of AI right here. Help me, right? Look, get mobile device count. Absolutely. That, boom. Thank you. Right? Public void set. Mobile devices like, yes. And just like that, we've written all the ones we need, right? Large number. Get servers. Yes. Thank you. And I know you're all like, he's writing a lot of the same shit here. Yeah. Because I got a feeling I will probably refactor this into something else later on after the first release. So I'm not going to overly impress myself with code here because why would I, right? Large number, get, and this one is going to be, so we've got the mobile, we want to get servers count, yep, yep. Actually, this one, we don't want that. That was actually my mistake. I misled the machine. There we go. Public void set servers count. Yep. Just like that. Done. Our new resources are in the system, right? Doesn't need to be sexy. It just needs to work. Probably not what I'll put on my resume. When Chris Latner and his team started with Swift, they had a white page to make great decisions. They did. And they had great reference material too, right? Let's go pick the best from pick your language of choice. And actually, I could be wrong, but I think C# was one of those that they drew some inspiration from, if I remember rightly. Correct me in the chat room if I'm wrong. But I feel like that was one of the things. Let's start this playlist again. There we go. Okay, what did I... Member with the same signature is already declared. You're right, you're right. Actually, you're right. Hang on. That one is a mistake. Get servers count. Shit, did I just rename the thing? Hang on. Let me go back. See, I was talking and let me go back here. I think I just messed this up. That's all it was. Yeah. That's all it was, right? Please be all it was. There you go. Servers should be it. I know you don't like... I know. I know. I know, and yet I did it anyway. I did it just to annoy it. All right. This is... I do like the fact when it teaches me, like, hey, come on now, follow convention. What's wrong with you? Had I have put the capitals in, it probably would have just worked straight out the box. Right? There's probably a tool which is like, fix Peter's stupidity. I don't think AI is capable of this yet. Just saying, right? Okay, we got those. Weird that it didn't... Oh, there we go. Wait, I saw something there, yeah. What's this all about? What don't you like? Okay. Fair enough. I'll take the hit on that one. No. That there. When you're programming another language like C#, what do you miss from Swift? Ooh, good question. I don't know that there's a specific thing, but I think... Oh, actually, yes, there is. You've seen me do it already. You will see me do it a lot. Semicolon. The lack of. Yes, there you go. You beat me to it. The syntax. Yes, absolutely. I can't tell you, right? I'm not kidding. After doing this weekend, come Monday, I'll be putting semicolons on Swift again. You know it, right? Yeah. I just every time. It doesn't matter. It's like, takes me a couple of hours to remember to like put semicolons on C#. And then when I start working on other stuff, it's like, remember, you can do it, but don't bother putting semicolons on Swift. Here's the question for you all. If you had the choice, would you rather put semicolons on things, regardless of language? Are you in favor of it? Or would you rather not have it? Now, that is saying, let's assume the language you're using would be happy either way. For me, my brain is so not putting it on now. C Sharp, I'm bad at doing it, and JavaScript. Oh, when I'm working on React Native, I can't tell you how many times I screw myself up with that thing. There you go. Me too. Right. So what's your choice, chat room? Would you rather be forced to use semicolon? Like, let's say it wasn't optional, like on Swift or whatever. Let's say you had to do it or not do it on on your language of choice or all languages. Which one would you prefer? And while you're thinking about that, I'm gonna go get me some more coffee. I'll be right back. And no, you can't say, but what about those languages with colon? No, that doesn't count. Whatever your language of choice is, and whatever it has right now, if you had to do semicolon or not, which one would it be? All right. Let's see. Not, of course. It's just like a white noise in the code. Oh, that's a great description. There is also when I switch to another language, most of them, they add the type first compared to Swift, where you put the name of the variable first. Like, yeah. And you've probably seen it on here already. I do that too. That's another one that gets me. Takes me a while. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you, Tukes, on both of these. Yeah. Wouldn't it be great if, like, languages had a flag, a configuration flag? Is like, hey, you want the type in front or behind? And you could just flip it, right? Like a feature flag. That's a terrible idea, Peter. I know, but it's okay. All right. Let's make sure Unity's not unhappy. No, it's still good. All right. We haven't lost anything here, right? All good? Yeah. Okay, good. All right, let's complete this in the player data and then we can walk away from this class. Oh, you know what? Here's another one. Remembering using or import is another one. Not a big deal because tools, most of the time, like JetBrains and Rider and so on, will solve the problem if I forget. But just remembering, like, is it an import? Am I using? Am I, yeah. That one's not a big one. Extensions are also amazing. The fact that you can do extensions string, and yes, extensions are great. No question. And in fact, I at this point, I'm sure we all have them, right? I have a little collection of extensions that I use on everything. I'm sure you all do too. And just being able to have that library of extensions that I can use in all my projects, that becomes, it lets you in some ways make the language your own, right? Even if it's just a silly little thing that you do every time, just by having it there so I don't have to write that silly little thing. Absolutely with you. Okay, right in here. Let's see how much level 1 access. Yeah. Look at you go. Set level 1 access. Yeah, you got this. You got this, JetBrains. Go on. Do it for me. Yeah. This game practically writes itself, right? Seriously, I can't tell you how much I appreciate little things like this. Oh my gosh, yeah. Did it get the level 2? Let me, hang on. Hold on, let's check. Level 1, level 1. Level 2, root access, yeah. Wait. Yep. This is why I sort of went this route for designing the resource system, to make it this easy to just add new ones. And it also enables me, I hope, to do what my plan is, which is the only thing that needs to be saved persistently is this player data file. Right? Save that. Game state is all here. You're good to go. Because the rest of the game will configure itself based from this data. That's the plan. That was that was something I learned from like the version 1, where there was like, no, there's too many things, too many places being saved here, and I don't need them all. And that was part of my goal here, was fix that problem, right? Especially since I'm going to do cloud save on this, so you can log into any device. Which of course is key as well for the multiplayer, right? So that's the plan. As long as we all believe it, it might stand a chance. Might stand a chance, right? I'm just a beginner, but love Swift as someone that learned the basics of C, Java, and Python before Swift. Swift by far is my favorite language. More power. Oh yeah, I mean, it's doing great on the server side, right? You look at Vapor, you look at Hummingbird. Yanis is doing some great work with the Swift server group, and those. But I also think that, you see, it's like we were saying about the great parts of Swift. You've named a great place to start from, right? Even if you know some C, some Java in particular, and some Python, you're well on your way to the concepts of Swift, right? And it just becomes a syntactical issue for a lot of it. Yeah, a better Xcode. Well, we live in hope. That's why I will say the one thing that's still, and I know I've said it, but it hurts me that much. JetBrains, I get it. It probably wasn't your most popular product, but AppCode was so good. I mean, I could literally use AppCode instead of Xcode. And, one of the reasons I didn't renew my Toolbox subscription with JetBrains is because AppCode was one of the big ones I use, right? I use Rider, obviously, WebStorm, and AppCode. And since a lot of what I'm doing isn't it's personal projects, right? It's non-commercial, at least at this time. So Rider, you're seeing it right now, non-commercial version. WebStorm, non-commercial version, although I'm using Cursor mostly these days. AppCode, I would have continued my Toolbox subscription just for AppCode. JetBrains, you lost out. I'm sure my one subscription doesn't make a big difference, but that's the reason I didn't renew it. Yeah. Okay, that should be everything we need there, hopefully. This resource row will be powered by everything we just did, he says. Maybe. But we'll check it in a second, because actually... Yeah, again, part of my planning here, there is no logic in here. It's a prefab. It's written generically to work with the prefab and configured to send names across. Actually, in this case, right now at least, to the main logic, game logic, right? The business layer, which kicks over again, you know. So like, for example, this one here, we do need to make one for each of the resource types. But because of that configuration, hey, you know what? We're good. Once I make one function for machines, one function for networks, that should be it. In theory, we're literally about to find out. Yeah. I love it. And I actually spoke about this. I think I spoke about this. Actually, maybe it's in a blog post on peterwitham.com. Maybe PW podcast. I'm not sure. But why I took such a long gap between talking about version 1 of Project Hack and now this version 2 was because I really wanted to just not put pressure on myself to keep delivering things in favor of, okay, you know, now I'm doing the multiplayer version. I'm going to go back and learn solutions to all the things I felt I did wrong in the first version. And that's what got me to this, right? Again, I get it. It's not a complicated function, but this is so much more, and yes, this could be more elegant, but this is so much more elegant than version 1. And my advice to anybody, especially if you doesn't matter if you're a game developer, app developer, or whatever kind of software developer, is never shoot for perfection. Just shoot to make the next version of your thing better than the version before it. And that's what I'm doing here, right? It's not perfect. It's got some ugly code in it, but the code is less ugly than it was the first time around. And something like this Project Hack game, it's for me, right? It is not a deliverable for a client. It is not got to meet a deadline or anything like that. And so I can take my sweet ass time, longer than I would like, of course. We all have that, right? But perform machine purchase, this one is actually going to be called. It gives me a chance to learn better ways as I go. And if it's not fantastically amazing, and there'll be people that make fun of the code, all right, that's cool. But as long as I'm reaching my goals, right? Where are we at? Ralph Wheezy, how you doing? Hello, what's up? All right, perform machine purchase. Resource upgrade type. Source, yeah, this is all good. You're probably going to find here, it's going to learn from its own. Hopefully, it's going to learn just like the other file did as we typed it out and fill in the syntax for me. Let's close some of this up, right? So again, row hire button pressed, right? At the moment, it's performing the hacker hire. Now, we also need to query the type and say, hey, is this going to be a machine purchase maybe? And if it is, we now need you to please go ahead and performing here, right? So it works beautifully well for, let's get this running, right? The script kiddies, professionals, masters, this all works beautifully well. But now we are focusing on this one. And this one is the purchasing of a desktop, laptop, server, so on. And it will be exactly the same one for these networks and the dark web and so on. So now we are going to write the function to do these. And again, write one function should happen, right? That's the theory. If I go over now to my player data here, see, right, all that stuff we just put in, look, they're all listed here now, right? So I don't have any desktops, but if I put in 100 master hackers, what we want to be able to do is hit the hire button now and hire. Well, actually, this one won't say hire. It's going to be purchase. Purchase the desktop. That is the function we're going to write here. That one function will power up all of the machines, all of the resources, everything else. Okay, that is basically this in a slightly different form. All right, so let's see how much it's gonna try and figure out from what I'm typing here. All right, so we don't need the newbie count on this one. We need the master count, right? Boom, done. Now we need, we don't need that, but it did its best, but that's not where I'm going here. In a minute, it should hopefully self-correct. I need the desktop count. And in fact, it's getting there, right? Get the desktop count. That's why we wrote those getters and setters. I know. You're like, I get it. Right? Now we need the laptops. Guess what? Come on, figure it out. Laptop count equals get laptops count. Actually, let me fix that. That's bad. Did I only do it once? Desktop count. Get laptop count. Get mobile device. Okay, let's fix them all. That should be it. Yeah, okay, good. Consistency. I'll thank myself 6 months from now. That's the key here, right? Laptop count. There you go. Oh. Little too quick on the keyboard. Mobile device? Yeah. Mobile device. Count equals, you got it. Large number. Server. Count, y'all, see? All right. Now, we also need to get, let's keep these grouped together. Ralph Wizzy, how you doing? Hope you're having a good weekend. All right, come on, let's put this machine to sleep over here. Sleep now. There you go. All right, a lot of repetition here. It's all worth it, maybe. Large number. Script kiddie upgrade cost. This needs to be the desktop upgrade cost. Boom. Get resource. See, again, forward planning, right? And that one generic function using types in an enum. Get resource upgrade cost by resource type. It is going to send, hopefully, desktops. Yeah, see? Whew. Man, I wrote something a couple of weeks ago and it's still useful. This is a brave new world. Yep. See, and it's already figured out. I don't like this sense of achievement I'm getting. I don't like this. This is scary. Mobile device upgrade cost. Yep, that's it. I'm scared. Server upgrade log number. It's a log number. Server upgrade. Yeah. There you go. That's what we need. You can't beat those log numbers, right? Okay, we got those in place. Now we want to put a switch in because why not? Source. Resource upgrade type. Desktops. Yeah, you got this. All right. Let's just. And this one is repetitive, and it doesn't need to be, but it's all right. We'll fix it up eventually, right? If master count is more than the desktop upgrade cost, that is exactly what we want and why we're getting those numbers, right? Large number, new desktop count equals desktop count plus 1. It's exactly what we want. Hey, but you know what? Yes, we do want to set the player data set desktop count to the new count. And you know what? Yes, we do want to set the, not that one, the master count to be master count minus the desktop. Yes, that is exactly what we want. Man, I don't mind AI taking my job if it's just going to give me a percentage of the paycheck, at least, please. Right? And it's going to say, hey, you know what? You still got to break out of this. You're not wrong. Not that. Not that. Look, break. That's what I want. Right? And that's it. Desktop's built and configured. Maybe. All right, moving on. Think you see where this is going? Let's see if the machine knows where this is going. Laptops. If the desktop count is more than the laptop upgrade cost, you're absolutely right. Please, new laptop count is laptop count plus 1. Oh, you beautiful thing. Set the laptop count to yes. Set the master count. No, but good try because you don't know better yet. Right? Set the desktop count to be desktop count minus the yes. I hate that this machine knows what I'm doing. It understands me. Oh God. And yes, break. Thanks for not putting the break in there. All right, mobile devices. Let's see. Yeah, you see. If mobile device count is more than... let me check this here. If mobile device count... Wait, no. Hang on, let's check this. This needs to be if the laptop count is more than mobile device upgrade. Yes, that's correct. Large number, plus 1. Yes. The good news is when I do the hire max or purchase max, it's going to be, I'm only going to need one block of this code. It'll make sense at the time. Yep, do that. Set desktop count to be... No, that is not quite right. Hang on. we don't want, we need, it'll get there, laptop count. Thank you. And guess what? Yeah. Yep. Hey, let's do one more. Let's do mobile device. We just did mobile devices, right? Yeah, servers, last one. I hate the way it, there you go. All right, if mobile device count is more than the server upgrade cost, I want you to do something. I want you to, yep, that's what I want you to do. And guess what? Yeah, you got this. Set mobile device count. No, but again, you did your best. Set the mobile device count to be, actually I need to, wait, hang on. I need to fix one of those, do I? No, I don't. Mobile device count minus, I'm gonna, the cost, yeah. But I got a feeling it's not got something, something's not right. Let me reread this one, hang on. Either this one or the one before it. And stop putting in, thank you. And why are you doing this to me? Look. Okay. Oh, yeah. No, okay. That's why you did it. All right. Resource upgrade type, mobile devices. Get the cost. Increase it by 1. Server upgrade cost is the mobile device count is more than server upgrade cost. Yeah, new server count is server count plus 1. Set it. Get the mobile device count and remove it. Yeah, actually, it is right. I don't know why I thought it was wrong. Okay. Yeah, no, that's good. All right, let's implement this. Okay, up here. Let's close this up, right? So, let's think about this for a second, right? This code's going to be a little uglier than I want it to be. I'm sure there's going to be a better way eventually. Let's see here. I am going to want... Well, first of all, let's make sure we didn't break anything. Right? Please compile still. Good deal. Now, it's not going to call it yet when we go to 100, so we won't bother testing it. And actually, you can see in the configuration data, I have not set the counts here yet either. So we can do two at the same time. All right, but what we need to do, let's think through the problem and type it out in code and see if we can't make it prettier as we go along. All right, let's. What don't you like here? Yeah, well, it's going to be used any second now. It's going to be used, okay? Okay. And it put this one in, and I don't need it. Okay. Let's think this through. If resource upgrade type actually, that's going to be uglier than it needs to be. Let's do this. Switch resource upgrade type, right? And we'll have a case Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Oh, I still got it wrong, didn't I? Hang on. Let's take one. Okay, what I want to do, I'm not sure of the syntax in C# for this, so let's work through this. If I want to have multiple ones here, do I separate them by a space or a comma? Let's find out. Not a comma. Okay, that answers that one. Well, maybe it is. Let's put another one in and we'll okay. How do I can put multiple on the same line. I'm sure I can. I don't think semicolon is it. Is this okay, did I get it right first time? No. Yeah. Oh, can I not put? Does it have to be? No. All right, let's ask. Oh, I don't have. Yeah, that's right. Hang on. You know what I do have? Oh, I should have used developer doc. Sorry, item. How do I put multiple case matches? How do I put multiple matches in one C# case statement? I'm going to be so embarrassed when I see this and I'm like, oh yeah. Oh shit, it is what I thought it was. Okay. How embarrassing. You just let it sort of basically do that. Okay. Hey, if you don't know or if you forgot. Okay. Come on, case, resource upgrade type. Let's get these in the right order. Professionals. Even this feels like it's too long, but all right. I want all of you to use that. Thank you. And then, please, break out of it. All right? Let's check this. Please don't break anything. I feel like every time I type a line of C#, I forget a Swift and vice versa. Okay, good deal. Okay, great. So, by that reasoning, and that reasoning alone, desktops, laptops, mobile devices, servers. There's probably some fancy thing I can do here, since those are all part of an enum, and someone will tell me better for sure later on, right? But now, perform machine purchase. Thank you. And in there There goes the resource, upgrade type. Thank you, and break. Break it up already. Okay, over to this one. We got our dictionary for hackers, hacker power. We will need, for the calculations to be correct, we'll need to add our machines in here in a second. All right. But we have those. Hold on. Yeah, this is the problem. Look, we got the desktop count, right? What we don't have. Wait a minute. There it is. Resource upgrade costs. That's what I was looking for. We don't have them in there. So if we go back over here, see if I go to like say script kiddies, see here resource upgrade required type is newbies and so on and so on, right? Over here on desktops, we've got it set, but it doesn't have a value right now because we haven't defined one. We're going to do that right now. Oh, you see, you are too eager. Desktop cost. Yeah, there you go. We'll go with 100 for now, right? Let's just do that. Because I'm mean. And, yeah, okay, 100's a bit high. This is where game balance is going to get interesting later on, right? Laptop cost, yeah. Let's go with it. Let's increase them by these numbers each time, cause we're mean. We'll make this one 90 though. Okay, right there you go. So we've got the ones for the machines now. However, hold on. We don't have them defined in our two functions down here. There is the default. This is what's happening right now, is the default is kicking in. Because it doesn't know about our new thing, because we haven't told it. We got to tell it, right? We can do that right now. And, just like that, boom. Yeah, keep hitting that return key, see? Beautiful. You thought it was going to take a long time, didn't you? And so did I. All right. It's all part of a master plan. Okay, now we should have numbers. And it should work too. There you go. Right? Look. Actually, these are the wrong way around, but 180, 190. Okay, let's fix that. Hang on. What did I do there? Let's take a look at that. But we got the numbers. That's important, all right? Okay, script kiddie cost, master cost, desktop cost was 70, laptop cost is 80, mobile device, don't think it should be that. I did I name... I bet I named something horrible again, right? It's probably what I did. Let's check. I may have broken something, but if I did, it's because I named it wrong, and I would want to fix that right now. Let's find out. All right. Desktop. Laptop. So, yeah, okay. What did I name wrong? I named it wrong. Hang on, let me make sure I configured it correctly. Desktops. All right, upgrade type. Wait. And actually, you know, this should be the other way around. Mobile devices should be laptops, and servers should be mobile devices. Okay. 80, 90, 100. Okay, good. Except the only one that's wrong now is the desktops. Let's take a look at the desktops. Actually, wait, desktops is masters. And desktop cost should be 70. Okay, what did I do here? Get resource upgrade cost by resource type. It should return the desktop cost. All right, agreed. Desktop cost should be 70. Oh, hold on. Hold your horses. Yep, it says 100. See? It didn't. I put the value in, and it was overriding it. Fair enough, but wrong. All right. 50, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay. Can't get any of those right now, but if I say I have 70 masters, I should be able to get one desktop. Yeah! If I say that I've got 80, okay, let's test. Nothing, right? Yeah. Laptops. Okay, laptops, I've now got 79. Still not enough. Yep. 80. Sorry, I should have hit this button. Hang on. Wait a minute. Let me do that again. 79. Nothing. 80. Hell yeah. All right. Laptops. 80. Did I put in the wrong one? I think I did. I did. Sorry. 90. Read one line below, Peter. Oh, there you go. Oh, minus 80. I screwed something up. All right. And then 100. Yeah. See? Just works beautifully. Except for that weird number. I think that was because of a timing issue on my part. I think. As long as we all believe it. But you get the idea, right? This is how we can use a prefab, configure everything here with long lines of horrible code. That's very simple. but saves you a bucket of time down the road, right? So I hope you all appreciate why it's like, oh yeah, sometimes code looks ugly, but it's for the greater good. All right. Okay, I'm going to grab me some more hydration here. When we come back, we'll do the last one. And then we have achieved the goal of the higher buttons. Fantastic. Be right back, folks. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let's hire some. Here we go. Now, let's address the one final thing that's bothering me on these buttons now then. And I can't remember. I don't think I added this in. I experimented with this in a little prototype, but I've not added it here. On the, I can override them here, but I don't know if I want to do that. I could go in, see, and override this text and say, trying to think of it. I don't want to use the word purchase, but maybe just add. Oh, look, actually, if I change it from the default, it rather nicely does do the disabled effect. Maybe that's the weird glitch all along here. Hang on. Okay. I didn't really want to do single overrides, but this actually might solve two problems in one go. Alright, let's find out. Because maybe that's the problem. That's weird. I'm using a UI kit here. Modern UI I'm using. It's it gives me these fancy, much more Much nicer buttons, but it comes with a problem, which is the disabled doesn't really look disabled, but if I override the default of the prefab, it does look okay. It's a glitch. It's what it is. It's a glitch. It's a glitch. Yeah, okay. Go past 10 should re-enable it. And yeah, okay. Wow, who knew? Apparently everybody. If I just hit return. So that's a bit weird that I have to override it. Yeah, see? For it to work like that. Alright, okay. Well, I mean, I can do that. Didn't really wanna, but... Funny, because... There's still an inconsistency there, but I could probably fix that in code. See how the higher max... Oh, actually... how odd that's a thing. See, look, the higher there, higher max, I've now overridden it. It's not recognizing that I overrode it. How? That's a weird glitch in the plugin system, whatever you want to call it. That should... Yeah. That's a weird one. All right, well, let's fix these up as we go here. All right. All right. That little blue line, by the way, in the UI means I've overridden some default in the prefab, right? In other words, I've made a change to this specific instance, not to the prefab, in case anyone's wondering what that means. Which, silly that I have to do this, but it explains why that disabled state didn't show when it should have. All right? And look, it's still only doing the one. Okay, you know what it is? I think in my code I go through and I find the button instance. I suspect the problem is it's finding from the parent down and not from the child down, even though I do recall looking for the child down. Think I can fix that. Yeah. It's finding the... Okay, I can fix this. I got this. The more important part right now is I want to fix the labels. One thing, because all of these, that's in prefab code. It's the same for all of them. So let me fix all of these in one go here. Overridden. Let's just put all of these in, right? Add max. Add max. Yeah. Add max. Add. Yeah. Sweet. We are just fixing the shit today, aren't we? Okay, that should at least have the right labels on all the buttons. And I better do a commit here real soon. Okay, hire. Add max, Yep. Wow, we're rocking and rolling. All right. Let's do some commits here. Because you know what's going to happen if I don't, right? Added remaining resource row code and custom labels. Boom. All right, now I can break things and roll back. All right. Hot coffee. Okay, so let's go look. Let's close this. Close this. Don't need that. What we need to look at is this resource row. This is the code for that prefab. And I'm willing to bet inside this GameTick function here. Refactor this to be less expensive. Maybe it does not need to happen every GameTick. And we could use an action function instead. I want that to be blue. Okay. Yeah, so here, see, look, here, right here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 right? It sets these buttons. But here's where the problem is. It's going to call this find object by name, right? This find object by name here. This is the problem. Transform game thing. See, I'm using get component in children. However, I think this is, I think it's going up the tree and coming down the tree again. One too many levels. I know I can do this with code. Sort of hard-coded. I really don't want to in case I change the name of things, but this may be an optimization too far that I've gone. That could be the problem. Let's have a look. See what's going on here. So I'm going to debug this. I'll put this in the console as I go because I bet it's going to list them all, right? I bet it's looking still for all the button managers. I'm willing to bet that might be. Yeah, I know it's a heavy cost. I know, you're not wrong. It won't be. Because I got it to do, and that's as good as to done. Maybe. All right, yeah, look. Okay, so yeah, there's way too many there. Okay. There's more than there should be. Are you going to tell me I don't need the to string? To string. chance to render. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay. I think that's what's going on. Because if I debug game thing name, hold on. Okay, I think the problem's actually right here. But if I do this, I feel like this is redundant here anyway. Can I get the parent name? Yeah, that's what I want to see here, please. I need the parent name. There we go. That's masters, 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 masters. Root access, root access, root access, root access. Yeah. This is happening. Not cool. Okay. If I do, is that a thing? Stop. Okay. Yeah, I can't do that. Okay, but. What options did you just give me? Get component. In parent. Did I try this one? Not sure this is a good plan. I feel like I danced around this before, right? Wait, if I do... Oh, no. All I've got is just a simple find the stuff problem here, right? Show me the error. Ay. Just please. There we go. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Okay. Oh, let's look here. This guy NZ, how you doing, buddy? We are having a fabulously awesome bug crushing day. You'll love what we've got going on here. How are you, my friend? And Coco types first. Well, actually, he's the first to redeem first, but he's about 2 hours late. How you doing, Coco type? You're all right? Good. Look at this. You're going to love this, buddy. This guy, NZ, I've channeled your inner you. Fixed a bunch of bugs and have... Well, I just broke some code, but... Look, this is all fired up. Look, we've got the hires, we've got the ads. The max doesn't work right now, but more importantly, we have all the types in here. I've not added the data for this one yet. And they're all respective of each other. We've got all of this going on. And we fixed an issue that turns out highlighted what the real issue was. Let me show you. Let me show you. I think you'll appreciate it. And if you don't, just lie to me, right? So we've got them all in here now. And just by adding those there, essentially powers the whole thing up now, right? We've still got our prefab. We're working through this disabled button. I've realized what the problem is. I'll get to that. But we've got that in there, right? It's all still working off of a prefab. Beautiful. What I found was the reason that disabling everything wasn't working properly. Get this. So I'm not using a package, Modern UI, to give me my fancy button controls over here. But even though in the prefab the default is higher and higher max, when I disable the button, it wasn't showing the disabled view state, right? It didn't look disabled. And just by overriding, even though the prefab says higher, by overriding the instance to say higher, it made it start working. I know, doesn't make any sense. The good news is, it means it wasn't my bug. So I'm happy. Mostly. What's going on here? Hang on, let me catch up. I think you should channel more of the outer, this guy is too. Yeah, but I don't have the hair for it, do I? Right? I mean, I just don't. Let's be honest, right? He's got it going on. Somebody here to keep CD in the right direction. Adam, I thought that was your responsibility, buddy. I thought that's what you were all about. Well, we all should. Yeah, we should all channel our outer, this guy NZ, if that's what you mean, right? Silly package maker. Exactly. As soon as I put in this override, boom. So the good news is, in the last couple of hours, I've done lots of good stuff. And all of you may have noticed, or not, right? I have started adding the boss thing here. This is static right now, but I'm just putting in the placeholders to get a feel for it visually. We're going to do some fancy shader shit on this. Get into more of that in the future. But here's the problem I've discovered. I don't think this is restricting me to the right level of children. And through a series of debugs, I've pretty much figured that out. Also just by watching what the game was doing. So that's what I'm currently working on. Silly little thing, right? It finds... So in this case, right, it finds the... we just established that it finds the button higher and the button higher max. The problem is... it only sets the last one on the list, which clearly suggests it's going up the tree too high, right? See how it disabled that one correctly, right? That's partly, because of the override text I put in makes it work, right? It's working. but it's messing up because it's not doing the others, right? And see how it's now not doing it, right? So I got to come up with a better mechanism for this. All of this because I didn't want to do what one answer would be, which is, well, just actually hard code it to itself. Didn't want to do that. But maybe that's the answer here. Yeah. Wigs exist. That is a... Oh, that's tempting. Actually. We could have a... how do you feel about a This Guy NZ redeem? Right? It's got to be the wig with the headbang, right? If it's going to be anything, it's got to be both. Do you all agree? But I do it in honor of him, right? I've delegated my responsibility to the duck. What is AI for if not for transferring blame and responsibility? Adam, you nailed it. That should be your new... That's the new sales pitch for Developer Duck. Developer Duck. Transferring blame since version 1, right? Delegating blame, yeah. Hey, I'm going to throw it to the chat room. It's up to you guys. All right? I'm willing to figure out how to do a redeem. Wig redeems where you have 8 different wigs. Like, this elevated quickly. We'd have to figure out the different types, right? So there'd have to be one for the headbanging. Some kind of punk mohawk. I don't know. I can't think of 8 different... I don't want to get... you wouldn't want it to be like just 8 different variations of the same thing. I mean, it's got to be like... right? But I can solve the initial problem of I should just at least start with the one. Right? Don't you think? Right? The redeem... we call it the NZ Rocks redeem. Right? The wig plus the headbanging. And of course, there's got to be appropriate music. Surely. The NZ Rocks redeem? Anybody? God, I hope they all say no. There's 0 chance of that. All right, so this is... It's either going to be that one, or it's this one. Right? Because the object name is just going to be button higher or button higher max. But it goes to find button higher. I feel like it's going up. It's either going up a level or I think about this wrong. And this guy NZ is an expert on this kind of problem. It actually starts at the root and goes down if you don't tell it. Even though I was about to say, if you don't tell it, look at the children. But that's exactly what I'm doing here. So that's where I'm at. If I can figure out this one thing out. I've done everything and some to catch up on my lack of progress this week. And what I mean by all this, right? Let me lay it out here. Right? Game thing. Okay. By the way, AI helped save a bunch of typing. It realized my patterns earlier for setters, getters, yada yadas, and it just did it. And it was just a bunch of tabbing, and it was like, great, you are writing the exact code I was going to write because you learned from bad code I had written before. Couldn't ask for more. All right. Okay, let me do that and stop it. If we go to the console here. So, see, button higher, button max, which of course is each row. I mean, that's correct, right? But we end up with it not setting the right ones because I think it's just finding button higher somewhere, all right? At least that's what I'm thinking, but it also has me wondering if this was an oversight in this package. I also wonder if the enabled disabled state was also an oversight. All right? And maybe that's just it. Maybe it's not, it's not doing it the way it should, right? Let's go to the prefabs, right? So if you look at this prefab row, right? Button higher, button max, right? You see where all this is going. None of these matter here. Those matter. Actually, it doesn't. Is it? Oh shit. Is it because it has? Maybe it's seeing that empty string as the problem, right? I mean, I'm not saying it is, but I've overridden them. It doesn't matter that I put it in there or not, but there you go. Either way, all of these are overridden, mostly. Well, these ones certainly are. But if I click on this button, right? Actually, sorry, I need to click on it at this level. If I... There's the text right there, right? There's the clicks. But I'm wondering... Let me test something. If I turn it off by default in the prefab, let's try it. Well, shit. Hang on. Okay. Is it going to be another one of they said they did this badly? Comes on. I click it. It should have turned off, but it didn't. So I still believe my code is the problem in the cycle of clicking. But if I just start here, right? Let's just disable everything by default. It's fine, because in reality, that is the first thing I do in code. So, hey, right? Let's see. So that's how it should be. But when this gets to 11 or 10, but ideally 11, this, see how, look, now that I've hovered over it, it's showing the correct state. And I can click on them. But it's not doing it before I hover over them. And these ones are because I have not configured them. But I actually feel like at this point, the benefits I get from this package, UI package on these buttons, is making life harder for myself with the issues that I'm finding. And maybe I should go back to normal buttons where it just works. But I don't know, right? Because if I do this, right, that should be disabled now. And it isn't, right? As you can see, it's turned off. I can't click it, but it's not showing the disabled state. That's the problem, right? The fact that it's disabled is correct, but and now it's enabled. That is correct, but it never resets the proper state, and I believe that's partly my fault and partly their fault. I'm going with that, right? That's my theory. Let's do this. Player data, right? Let's just close all this stuff up. Simplify our UI here. Focus on one thing. Let's say, okay, we need 20 script kiddies to activate the hire for the professional, right? See how it's disabled, but when I hover over it now, it's enabled, and that's correct. If I hire them right there, this should be disabled, and it is disabled to clicks, but it's not visually disabled. Does that make sense? That's the problem in a nutshell. That's the problem, right? If I set this to 20, I'll set this back to 1, right? Again, interactable, that is correct. Not setting the visual state. Okay? It's just a visual state problem. That's all it is. All it is. I hate to abandon using the buttons in that package because it gives me lots of things I like, but you know. And for those of you who missed it earlier, I was saying about the benefits of a paper-based game plan book, right? If I commit it to, I've been committing it to paper, and this has kept me honest, but also given me a way to look at things and think through them without having to just see a bunch of code in my face. The only remaining problem is that nothing works and a bunch of these features are missing. Yeah, it's the only remaining problem. Can I put that in the code documentation somewhere? To do. Just fix this problem. Okay. All right. So sending in the object name is fine, right? Game thing is fine. And actually, is this not redundant in many ways? Because no, actually it's not redundant. We do need to check that we found it here. And we did. To do 1, fix all the bugs. 2, add missing features. I mean, I don't even need a Jira board for that, right? You know, I feel like shipping it is just the bonus at the end, the bonus milestone. Oh, man. Okay. Here's what I want to do. And I'm not, my Unity code debugging skills are not great. I know you're all surprised. I know, right? But let me try this. Please let me try this. All right. Okay. Did we hit the debug? See, I don't attach. That means that we are. Oh my God, what's this? Okay. No. Just this session. Yeah, all right. Just turn it on and don't explode. Right? Okay, thank you. Did I hit this breakpoint? I don't know what's going on. I haven't. If I randomly click shit. Okay, hang on. This. We got stuff going on in this window. All right, that's not what I want. Wait. Hang on, what did I miss in chat? I've learned from other streamers that shipping is actually optional. It is optional. Okay. I just got bombarded for my birthday. Dude, happy birthday. Usually you nearly let that one slip by. Right? What? Happy birthday, dude. Man, congratulations on being 25. Why are you watching me? Go and do something better for your birthday. And that's not advice I'm giving to everybody, by the way. Don't leave me. Yeah. Happy birthday, dude. Have a beer and it's the summer for you. Yeah. Go outside, have a beer, have some cake. And go enjoy life. Us old folks will still be here. That's awesome. I hope the boss has got you exactly what you wanted. Alright. Let's restart this. Okay. Let's see if some things happened. I don't know if things happened. How can I tell? Okay, here's the oh great, here's the console from Unity. Ah, look. Oh, not so good. Not so good. $70. Why is void? Already defines a member. What? What? What's going on here? Okay, we found other problems. Let's start by diving into some of these, right? That doesn't seem like a problem. Oh, all right. Okay, 111. No. I don't think that's a problem. Is this thing being overly... Oh, look, did I forget a semicolon? We were just talking about this earlier. No, I didn't. I think I'm going to ignore all of this shit. All right, those are not things I need to be worried about at this time. Okay, didn't help me for what I wanted. So let's go back to familiar debugging territory for now. Stop. Yeah, okay. Go away. All right. Let me go back to where we were. Okay. What I want to know. Ideally, what I want this to do is tell me the entire tree down here. Now, will that help me if I knew that? Let me think. Will anything help me at this point? Oh my god, Mono's here as well. What? Okay, I'm totally missing this. Catching up. Oh, you're in autumn. Okay, hey. You're good. Okay, don't drink at 8 a.m. Nah. You can sit on Twitch and not feel bad about it. Good for you, buddy. What ungodly hour is this? It's the Mono hour. Yeah. 4 to 6 a.m. so I couldn't cause chaos. Yeah, well, we've been trying to avoid you, Mono. Apparently I didn't do a very good job. How you doing, buddy? Hey, Mono. This guy NZ, wish him happy birthday. Yep. All right. Oh, okay. Wait. Boo. Hang on. I think I know. I think I'm onto something. Hold on. Right, game thing. And I know I put it in the wrong place. I'll fix that. I'll get it. Because I just realized. I think I know what's going on. More specifically. Let's see. I'll get into it. Trust me. Just trust me, folks. Hey, you know what? If the gang's here, we need to go back to... We're going to go back to the playlist, right? I mean, we gotta, right? We just have to. One of spells... Choas. Choas. I'm gonna beat Choas. Oh my god, did I really do that? I did. Curse the developer, Shadowcat. I do it every day. Yeah. This problems. I'm gonna beat your ass. Drank a bit and played possibly 6 hours straight of Schedule 1. I don't know what Schedule 1 is. I would, but he'd sue me for copyright. And then he'd be super rich and I'd be super sad. It is a good album. I've played it. It's been a while, actually. Yeah. Read the internet? What's the internet? I can't even remember what my question was. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, birthday present. Solo developer sold over 5 million copies. An Australian. Is this supposed to impress me? Hmm? Ah, see? Cocotype's not heard of it. And Cocotype knows every game. By the way, I looked at that game Cocotype mentioned the other day. Don't think I'll be playing it. Doesn't seem like my kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, I will, actually. Yeah. They're being sued? Really? Why? Oh, wait. I read something about someone being sued for some ridiculous reason. I know. Like, there's only one of those. But no, it was a game thing. But I don't think it was that, because I don't remember the name. Alright, I'm going to do this right now. But I'm going to do it off the thing. Schedule... What's it called? Schedule 1 is the name of the game? Is that... Alright. Schedule 1 game. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, hold on. What is this? Gameplay trailer. Hang on. Oh, I have heard of this. This is the one I was thinking of. Yes, the I read about. You're screwed. I'm sorry, I didn't know what it was called. Okay, yeah. It seems a bit off for a game, doesn't it? Yeah. I'm totally up to speed now. Yeah. Hey, I'm not aspiring anything. I'm perspiring. Expiring. Okay, play. There we go. Console. All right, hold on. Yeah. So, okay. I'm thinking that I'm telling it. So, I'm telling it to find the button manager in there, which it will, right? So, what I mean by that is, let's go into the prefab here, right? Here's the button. And the button has a button manager script. You can see it right here, right? That's what I'm telling it to find within itself. And I thought that would, at least I believe that maybe, and then that's the problem. It finds that, it returns it, right? So, in other words, find button object by name. Find button object by name. It gets it. We disable is interactable. That works. But that is not updating. Here's the it's updating the interactable status, event, whatever. But it's not updating it visually. But I believe it should, is what I'm saying. Right? So, I shouldn't have to do this in 2 calls, is what I'm saying, right? It's got a graphic for non-interactable state, but I don't think it's doing it. See, look. There's the disabled image, the layout and text, right? Let's try something. Let's do this. Let's see if it's actually doing anything. And it's not gonna like that because, yeah, I don't want to do that, do I? Change type of serializable field, disabled text. I am wishing I hadn't done that. Yeah, don't do that. Actually, now it's just work. Catching up. You lived in Missouri long enough to know that you don't grow, man. Yeah, actually, they've totally missed the opportunity. What Breaking Bad? They should have brought this out for Breaking Bad, right? Can we all agree? No, we can't agree. Okay, Text Mesh Pro. Okay, all right. Okay, I really think that this is. Oh, let's try that for a minute. Or not. Ay. The good news is, before I did any of this, I was smart enough to do a commit. That's the good news. I don't think this is going to work. Nah. Yeah, see, this is where I start to say to myself, just go back to the normal Unity component that just works, but has less options. I feel like I've tried this one before. And I don't think it got me where I wanted to be. Catching up on chat. Is the button manager a custom class? It's actually part of the package. Yeah. Can I see it? Yeah, we should be able to find it, but it's actually part of their package. And I'm rapidly... Oh my god, come on. But the problem is that I can solve all of this pain by just using the everyday button. So let me just think through this, because I'm seriously weighing up the spending time on this problem or going back to the normal one, right? Just to get some nice fancy hover over effect, it ain't worth it. And I did an experiment last week where I switched it back to a normal button and all my problems went away. Give me 1 second. I'm massively regretting whatever I just did. Undo type of... Yeah. Please undo that. Just undo that. Go away. Okay. Let me just get back to a buildable state. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's part of their package. Hang on. This modern UI pack, right? This is their script for it. and I'm only using properties that they give me, right? That's the stupid part. But before we... Give me 1 second. I want to show you all what I'm talking about here. All right? Let's go into the prefab. If I go to this button higher, the button manager script is what gives me all of these, including is interactable, right? Just want to make that clear. But also, look, here are the states, right? Disabled, text, layout, and so on and so on. Knowing what I've learned now, which is maybe they have some issues, I now wonder if I need to override one of these, even though I shouldn't. I have to. You with me? Right. But this all comes from here. I hope that makes sense. The manager, not the button itself. Agreed. I'd rather not do it, but how can I put it? It was the only way to solve. Well, it fixed all the errors it was giving me to make it happy to compile it. Right? I'm not saying that's the right answer. I'm just saying it got it to a compilable state. Okay? Right? Here is their interactable, right? But clearly at this point, there are some issues with it not updating visually when it should. Which is why I wonder if I should even bother at this point. Right? The ripple effect and that, I mean, it's all nice. It's all great. But it's not if I have to do stupid shit to, right, get around this. See, they call this update UI right here. Right? If disabled layout is not equal to null, See, I actually, in the UI, have overridden this and said, hey, No, don't make it 1. Make it whatever I've got, 0.4. I'm tempted at this point to believe there's the song. This could be a similar problem to what's going on with that stupidity of where I had to override the defaults, right? It's 1:30 and I haven't eaten yet today. Should I make breakfast or lunch? Go with lunch. Go with lunch. I'm curious about something. I override this setting in the UI, like you do in Unity, right? But now I'm wondering. Again, right? This is the prefab. Right? And here's my disabled state, right? And so on and so on. And it's got the 1 in here, right? I don't like overriding things on instances unless I absolutely have to. Because I feel it defeats the purpose of a prefab when it comes to this kind of thing. But I'm wondering, I think I tried this. And I don't think it worked. But notice how they are all disabled now, right? Visually. They're still disabled in code as far as interaction. That is all correct. But look, right? And now when I hover over them, they're picking up the updated state, right? And that should not... I should not have to deal with that. See what I'm getting at? Yeah. What should you have? Is this you getting something or you making something? Making. Ooh, okay. Let's not do pizza or chicken parmigiana. Let's not do that. What about trying to think what you don't have 1 ingredient for? You should make yourself a hot dog. Because I bet you don't have the ingredients. Ooh, reheating. What are the options for reheating? I like this reheating. I like where we're going. Give us the list. Put a poll up. You know what? I should not have to spend all this time working on this problem is what I'm getting at, right? Oh, go with that. I like the sound of this. Do that. Although it sounds more like an evening dinner kind of thing. I don't know if that sounds like a lunch. Sounds a bit heavy for a lunch. Yeah, keep that for dinner. Go in with the hot dog. I bet you don't have the ingredients. I've totally made this work, by the way, with normal buttons. It just didn't have some of the fanciness, is what I'm getting at. I want to try something here. I want to test a theory. God, I hope this is not the answer. Oh, you do? then there you go. Put some HP sauce on it. Don't do that. But look, see, still got the hopper problem. Right. I feel like somewhere along the way their update system is manager whatever is not great. Not to mention it keeps putting this back to 1 even though I'm overriding it. Oh yes! Yes! Make him have HP sauce. I love this. Yes! And also video. Yeah. Look, it's gone back to 1 already, right? See? It keeps going back. It's not respecting me. It doesn't respect me as a developer. What is it? I am so tempted to just go with normal buttons. A bottle of HP sauce exploded on the plane today. Nobody knows why. Nobody knows why he was carrying the bottle of HP sauce. The only one better is Daddy's, and I think I've mentioned that before. They're not actually that different. I'd say Daddy's is a little more fruity flavored. We got his attention. Yeah, Adam. Trust me, it is something you'll eat. Okay. So, yeah, I don't even think it's spelt the same, actually, buddy. All right. We're gonna go with what I did. One last thought here. Hang on. One last thought. Here we go. Sing along, folks. Yeah. Does the button have a button class, or is it purely managed by the manager? It's purely managed by the manager. But diving into the game object, I feel like I've done this before as well. Yeah. Adam Wolf, have a good one, my friend. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Appreciate you. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Enjoy. Go get some Proud Daddy pictures. Don't forget to dance with her. Managers will everything. Sadly, so true. So true. Yeah. Except the VP is a base class, right? Here's an interesting thing. Look. It all got really weird. Right? Now it's working in a weird, like, what the hell? because it's working at the game object level, it's basically not what we want. Yeah. If we had the first hour was nothing but success of lots of things, and I knew at some point I'd come back to this problem, and I was tempted to ignore it and move on to get everything functioning, and I'm still tempted to do that. Just because I want to get this out to folks to at least play the web version and start having some fun. Escamino, good morning, buddy. How am I doing? I am doing fantastic because last weekend was all about the flow and this weekend isn't. How are you doing? So I couldn't be better today. Yeah. It is funny though. I mean, even see how it's like, okay, it's not updating it, the UI to even the disabled state, right? I still feel like it's not me. That's the weird thing. Based on everything I've learned from the weirdness of their stuff earlier today. See, this is all functional. I feel like I should just live with this and move on for now and finish basic functionality, because obviously I've got a whole ton of visual work to do and that can just be done then. Yeah. So far stressed out. Want to throw a client off the 10th floor window, but I want to have barbecue at night. Barbecue makes things better, dude. Yeah. Yes, Unity and some C#, but barbecue makes the world better, right? It's only allowed in the mushroom court. Yeah, and the hospital system. Ooh, controversial. Their hospital windows seem very unreliable. Yeah. Well, yeah, go with the barbecue. Just how many hours till the barbecue? Can you survive? I'm sure you can make it that far. Can you possibly start the barbecue early? Is that an option? 4 spaces! Configure indents for C#. No, don't override. If I got it wrong, hold me accountable. That's not a thing. Okay. I feel like this is what I need to do here. Hang on. Let's get... See, it's working, right? And at the moment, I'm aware of these visual bugs, and I'm the only one playing it. Maybe that's okay. I feel like we need a new remix somewhere along the way of this song, right? This is a stop working on Tuesdays and only starts on Monday. Okay. This is actually a very old game that is now in version 2. This is Project Hack. This is one of those gather resources and go hack other players and have fun with it type game. Projecthack.net for those who are wondering. I actually don't have a link set up for this. Here is the version 1 very old website. Can you tell, is it possible to tell Suno, like, hey, take what I did. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look, folks. Right? Is it possible to say, take what I did. I think it's this one, right? And tell it, create... like I want to, okay, reuse the prompt. All right, hang on. Polka cover of classic rock cover of heavy metal ballad. No. No. That's not what it is. Hang on. Which one was it? I thought it was that one. Oh, it's this one, right? Extend. A cover song. A cover song of your own song. No. Right, reuse the prompt. Okay, include the words Dev Dog Dev Club. Polka Sea Shanty. Alright, how do we want to extend this? In a lo-fi style. Oh, hang on. And polka and sea shanty, yeah. But include the words da 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 and make the song sound like Daft Punk. Give me 1 second, folks. I'll be right back. All right, because I was listening to the Tron soundtrack in the week, and hey, Tron Legacy, and what an awesome soundtrack. So let's see. Oh God, let's see what happens. Polka, sea shanty, lo-fi, Daft Punk. What could possibly happen here? Oh, and Dev. Okay, this'll be either fantastic or what the hell.
Include the words Dev Duck and Dev Club and make the song sound like Daft Punk.
Okay.
Include the words Dev and Dev Club and make the song
It's not bad. It's not great. That is okay. Let's extend that. I mean, I feel like we have to, right? Next up, we add in some Ghost and Rammstein, right?
Include the words live, then, and live, club, and make
That's not bad.
like Daft Punk.
Oh yeah, me too, buddy. It's almost Spanish sounding. I kind of like it. All right, we're going with this for a little bit. Okay.
Include the words dev, duck, and dev, club, and make the song sound like Daft Punk. Include the words dev, duck, and dev, club, and make the song sound like Daft Punk.
All right then. Remix it in a flamenco style? Is that what you... would I put that in here? Remix it in a flamenco style, right? The clip you're extending was made with V4. Okay, whatever. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, I don't think that's it. Hang on. Oh, maybe it is.
Include the words dev, duck, and dev, club, and make the song sound like Daft Punk, punk.
All right, let's take it out of here because I like that. I wanted it to say it, but now let's bring it in.
The words dev, duck, and dev, club, and make the song sound like Daft Punk.
Because it's just clever that it can do it.
And dev, club, and make the song sound like Daft Punk, punk.
Why is it obsessed with seagulls?
Include the words dev, duck, and dev, club. Include the words dev, duck, and dev, club, and make the
But let it roll. Okay.
Daft Punk. Include the words dev, duck.
People are gonna be like, "What the hell is this freaking stream turned into?"
Include the words dev, duck, and dev, club. Include the words dev,
All right, moving on.
and make the song sound like Daft Punk. Include the words dev, duck, and dev, club.
Well, I like it. Coming to a remix album, hopefully never.
Include the words dev, then, and dev, club, and make the song sound like Daft Punk, punk.
All right, so this is all working, okay? We're not going to worry about the visual glitches. This is about getting the logic. All right. I'm probably going to strip out those buttons at some point. Now my next phase here.
Include the words Dev Duck and Dev Club and make the song sound like Daft Punk.
Let's bring in. Alright, I feel like I want to start dealing with some of the cloudy things here. Go with the main menu. Let's get some basics in here.
Sound like Daft Punk. Include the words Dev Duck and Dev Club and make the song sound like Daft Punk.
Include the words Dev Duck and Dev Club and make the song sound like Daft Punk.
Yeah, I think. Well, it's playing the other versions. There we go. All right. Where's the original? Oh my God, there it is.
The words Dev Duck and Dev Club
Wait, go back.
like Daft Punk. Include the words Dev Duck and Dev Club and make the song sound
I want to use this prompt, but instead,
Include the words Dev Duck and Dev Club and make the song sound like Daft Punk.
we are gonna go with. Let's just go straight to Ghost, right? It's gonna be like, who's Ghost? No. Let's clean this up. Hang on. All right, let's get rid of these. We're gonna roll this sucker back to where we need to be. Hang on. I know this has got nothing to do with the stream, and everything to do with the stream. Right? Let's do simple. All right. Okay. Do I put him like that? I think I do, right? Oh, come on. What happened? No, there we go. Does this? Ah, okay. Let's get rid of that. I think that was my problem. Right? I've used all my credits. Oh my God. Okay. We'll just go back to that for now until I get some more credits. Okay. Alright, make the play button. Where is my... Yep. Alright, go. Hold on, let's clean this up here. Oh, now you inherit the... Okay. Let's just sort some of these out. We'll have a misc. Okay, we've got our play button. Is fire an ingredient for hot dogs? You set your oven on fire. It is, but not in the context that you're describing it. Would that be anything to do with all the excessive cheese from the other day? Just saying. Just a theory. Let's go with settings. We're just going to lay out some basics here. And actually, all of these are going to be wrapped in let's put them in a grid. Yeah. I want one column. All right, sort of, but no. Cell size, let's make this really nuts. We'll go to 600. We'll go with 500. By 500 by 100 is fine. But it's not quite what I was going for. Oh, actually, maybe it fixed itself. Actually, it sort of did fix itself. Okay. You know what? Is it due to excess stuff from the other day? It is. Oh, but it was the pine. Oh, really? So now we've learned pineapple is flammable. Okay. 500 divided by 5. 100. Without a calculator. Literally without a calculator. I feel like I did well. What's that got to do with pineapple? Flammable pineapple. Have you had your flammable pineapple today? See, this is why these nice effects are why I want to use this library. Right? And all the lovely hovering goodness, but I don't know. We'll revisit the thing on the other one at some point. Okay, we also need, because I learned this from my other version, for this to be multiplayer, well actually for all versions on this, I'm going to require you to register, because I want you to store your data on the cloud and make it playable for you anyway. It's for your own good. Own dang good, I tell you. Right? It's for your own dang good. So actually we're gonna have a we're gonna have some logic that enables, disables, hides, shows these buttons based on various events like I'm not logged in and so on. But we will get there. Let's just set up some defaults for now. And for the let's fix this right now. Main camera, background color. Oh shoot, where? Let me think. I know it exists. I know it's a thing. It's a thing. There. Let's get the one from here. Right. I haven't worked on the theming or anything in here yet. This is just, again, basic shit, right? I know, it's technical. Basic shit and stuff, right? Did I break something? Try that again. Okay, what gives? Where'd my shit go? Where did all my stuff go? ever get the feeling something horrible just happened? I just lost half my shit on this scene. Chocolate cake that also includes a lot of fire. Aperture Science, creators of the never heard of it. But suddenly I want to buy into this. Yeah. Alright, something horrible's happened here. I just lost half my shit. No, I don't think it was me. Yeah, this was very much not me, right? But this I'm sure of it. Oh wait, did it just... Is that all that happened? I don't think so. Stuff's disappeared off my hierarchy tree. Something horrible is that going on here. I played the first Portal. I can't even remember when. I know I was in my previous job because someone told me to play it. And I played it for like 10 minutes. Not my kind of thing. That was it. That's the short story. Okay, I've lost a ton of shit here somehow. I don't know if it's Unity having a moment, or it's just dumped it from the save file altogether. Meaning the scene file. Either way, I'm a bit worried. This might be a good moment for me to, like, what'll be 3 hours into the stream? 3 hours. This might be a moment for me to stop and go panic check source control, because this doesn't look like it should. The first sign was when it suddenly started showing this after it had not been there forever. Hold on. Very worried about this. I don't like where this is going. Alright, that's nothing. I'm not worried about that. I am a bit worried about the rest of this, especially that one. Okay. Unity is definitely getting a restart here. This ain't good. Unity, you lost my shit. And now I'm losing my shit. Well, I'm re-signing. I am re-signing. Oh, resigning. I can't read. In fact, podcast effective immediately. I can't be in business with someone for whom Portal isn't their thing. I got no viable defense. I can't. Okay, this ain't. Where's my shit gone? I mean, The resource list is there, and that's all great. Where's everything else? Where's my... what happened? Alright. Freaking out. I gotta stop. I gotta walk away for a little while, go do some errands, come back, figure out what the hell has Unity done with my shit. Thankfully, I do have this on another machine as well, and a USB stick. Not sure what's going on here. It had a moment. I'm gonna. I guess I'm not leaving due to Peter being unable to read the word. Oh, is that how that works? If I can't read the word, it doesn't happen? Okay. I'm gonna remember that next time I'm at work. No, I can't read that word. Sorry, you gotta keep working here. And also by extension then, if you can't read the word fired, does that mean you're still working there? I know, this is a new great plan. Great plan. I still work here because I don't know what fired means. Give me the money. Okay. Oh, Lord. All right, folks. I'm going to stop here. We've had 3 hours of great fun today. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate you all hanging out, too. Especially at this weird hour when I don't normally stream. So, thank you. Gonna go do some errands and then come back and panic about this. But I can recover from it if I have to, but I shouldn't have to because I didn't do it. But I'm gonna go run some errands while the sun is out. Life is not bad. Who's streaming later today? I think is it Nutify? No, Nutify did his. No, he did a dev stream yesterday, right? Is it his game stream tonight? Who's streaming tonight? Somebody. Who is it? And also, is the fire out? Okay, great. Okay, hang on. I don't think this will work because he's not here. But folks, oh yeah, we think it might be the last day, right? Of the game. Is that right? I seem to recall you mentioning the other day, hey, he might wrap it up tonight. Yeah. Folks, come back later. We got to see him wrap this up, right? We should absolutely do that. All right, everybody. Have a great one. Thanks for hanging out. And, hey, tomorrow I really want to work on some Swift problems in Job Finder Tracker because the embarrassing part is I got a problem that I am very confident Cocoa Type actually gave me the solution to before, and I've forgotten. And I also didn't save it. So I want to fix that problem, which means, yes, by tomorrow we will be putting semicolons on Swift again. You want to do a co-stream tomorrow? Perfect. You can come along and help solve my problem. Let's do a co-stream. Yeah. Or we'll think of something. Ooh. Wait. Should we do a Marvels co-stream tomorrow? What do you think? That would be different, right? I haven't played Marvels in a little while. I can practice later today to suck as badly as I did before. Also fine. That's what we're doing, folks. Tomorrow, it's the hosts of the Compile Swift podcast, rebrand/unbrand. Yeah, I guess it is unbrand to unbrand to old brand, redacted, reverted. We will do that tomorrow. Centurion level was rock. Oh, dang. Hey, also, He is the only known support role to get MVP that I'm aware of. That's how good he is. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to practice some more today for sure then. Actually, you know what? I think there's also... is it on Discord? Something right now for Marvel? I gotta look. I think. Yeah. Alright, folks. That's what we're doing tomorrow. Be here, but be here later on for Notify as well. Have a good one, folks. See you later.